Let me know if you can hear me, because for some reason my my live said it was set for December 31st, 1969. I don't know how that's possible. Hello. Hello. Let's see here. Let me mute this bad boy. Good morning. Is it Kasi or Kosi? Oh, wait. Yeah. And Kother? Good morning. I am waking up slowly. How are you doing? Amrita? Hey, Ethan. How are you? I don't know what time zone everyone's at, but it's gonna take me a little bit to wake up. The sunlight. I'm trying. I have my blinds closed and it's still. Hi, Paula. Oh, good. I'm glad you can see it, Jessica. Yeah, I just dropped my kids off at school. They go to school from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So there's 2 hours. So I figured I'll try to do it while they're at school and get it done while they're not here. We'll see if it works. It's evening there, Diana. Where are you coming from? If you don't mind asking. We're almost at 8:15. I'm gonna go get my apron. Okay. Evening here. How is everybody doing? Good morning from Louisiana. $7 p.m. there. All right. And near Indian Ocean. Ah, the Indian Ocean, Indiana. I was thinking states. The Indian Ocean. I just preheated my oven, so I didn't forget that. Today, we're making Tulip Macarons. I'm gonna have to move my camera around so you guys can see in my bowl when I get started. You guys voted for it, and I've got a little template here, 9 p.m. Not too bad, Ethan. That's a pretty good time to watch a bake along, right? Please ignore my morning eyes. Good afternoon from Hungary. Good afternoon. So I've got that little template here. If you're part of my newsletter, you received it. And hello, if you guys, hi Sandra. Let me see what, those mics are perfect for the price. Oh, thank you, Ethan. My daughter loved them. You guys know me and character macarons, right? I'm not like the most detail-oriented person. So I do a simple design whenever I do character macarons, something that's not too intricate. So they're fast for production still. So that's what we'll be doing today. 11 p.m. Oh my goodness. That's late. Hello from Puerto Rico. This lighting is gonna make me upset all the time. Okay, so you guys get to choose. I got this cherry blossom compound from It's a Berco. I don't know how to pronounce the brand, the company, but smells amazing. And I want to do a buttercream with this at some point, not today. So I want either pink or red macarons. So you guys choose the first one that pops up. I'll do pink or red tulips today. Pink. You got it, Paula. I like pink because I was afraid the red would look like I was trying to do roses, and it just didn't turn out. So perfect. Good. Thank you, Jessica. Agrees. Perfect. We're going to do pink tulips, and we will get started. What did I need to do? I feel like I said I was going to do something. I'll figure it out later. Leah It says pink too. Perfect. Sri Lanka, hello. Okay. You get some coffee. I think we're set, right? I'm gonna show you guys two different piping bags. Am I early still? Oh, it just turned 8:15. Okay. So you guys got the early bird, right? You guys got to pick. I'm gonna do a Wilton 10, which is equivalent to about 6 millimeters in diameter. So I'm gonna use that for one way of piping. And then I'll show you it with an even smaller tip. This is a 4 millimeter. I'm not sure what that is equivalent to in Wilton tips, but the 4 millimeter tip, I'll do an outline of the tulip and fill it in. And with the larger tulip, I'll do pipe in the middle and then kind of move up for the little divots. Now, if your divots don't stay perfect, and by divots, I mean these little bad boys, like the petal-esque part of the tulip. If they don't stay, just make sure you have a scribe around. This is from my friend Jaslyn, she made it. Just kind of exaggerate your indents with a scribe or a toothpick and that will help. Guys, I gotta wake up and the sun in my eyes is killing me. Okay, wake up. Woo. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna start mixing and I'm gonna take my jacket off. Hello from the Netherlands. How's it going? All right. I have 75 grams of egg whites in my bowl. I'm gonna move my camera down so you guys can see in there. And I'm gonna just do the normal 100, like based off of the Macaron 101 class, but I scaled it down. Chandra, I can't. Hello, good morning. I know, I need lots of coffee this morning. Chandra, there we go. One your recipe. Let's see, Diana, let's see how much the 75% recipe, this is gonna be like a 75, 3/4 of a full recipe. So we'll see how much this produces and then we'll see how much the 100 gram would do. And figure it out. 1 second on these. If you guys don't have time for a live, I do have an edited tulip video from last year during the quarantine time, and it's interesting because I am at my mother-in-law's house, so you can definitely tell I'm more uncomfortable in front of the camera a year ago, but it is a fun video if you want to check that out and you don't have time for a full edit live. Okay. Here is my 75 grams of egg whites. I have 68 grams of sugar, 2 grams of egg white powder in here as well. And then I'll have 98 grams of each dry in here. You guys voted for pink, so we're gonna use Chef Master Pink. And let's get started. I'll just be using my hand mixer because it's a small batch. And I will look at your questions. Hi, Pouncer. Yay, hi, Lori. I'm nice and foamy, so I'm gonna add my sugar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Hey girl. The ending. That is so true. Ian? Okay, one sec. Let me wait till this is done mixing. You guys are so funny. I promise you, I don't have that much energy right now, Courtney. Counter. Why isn't it working? So at this point, my sugar's dissolved. It's gonna feel really smooth, and this is when you can put that powdered color in if you so desire. We're using gel though today. I promise you, I'm not awake, Courtney. I'm not. I gotta eat that, drink it. And Jessica, that's a great question. I'll get to that when I'm piping, okay? You guys are giving me the energy right now. Risa, oh my gosh, 2 a.m.? And you're up at 2 a.m.? What kind of attachments does your paddle, your KitchenAid hand mixer have, Maria? Yeah, I get that. I have become a night owl too. This is early for me to function. Okay, I'm gonna go to speed 2. Paula, that's how I usually feel. She said she needs like 8 cups of coffee to function, and I agree. I have become a night owl since my kids have been home like constantly, and it's like you don't have any time for yourself, so you become a night owl. But now I need to function again in the morning since they have school. Okay, let's do 3 drops, and I'm gonna keep whisking. Lightening up as I go. It's getting aerated. just not go as stiff with your eggs then. Maybe it's overbeating and becoming unstable. So that was not like super low and slow, but I definitely like to not go too fast. Amrita, if you have a mixer that has a ton of power on it, it might just whip up faster and it might do it efficiently and okay. But if you feel like you are having a problem with soft shells or something to do with your batter, you could try slower. Oh, I got some meringue on my sheet over here. But it really depends on the power of your mixer and how fast you whip up. There's different wattage, and some can whip up so fast, and you definitely want to go slow in the beginning. And then once the slowness, I'm not a huge advocate for super low and slow. For me personally, because I know some people love to take 20 minutes to whip up their meringue and it works great, they get full shells. For me, I get soft, fragile shells when I take too long to whip up. Good old macarons, never one answer for everybody, which is frustrating. Okay, let's see. Can you see the bowl and my face so I don't have to bend over? So it aerated a bit, and that's why I put 3 in. Whenever you're trying to color and you're using gel pastes or even powdered pastes, they definitely aerate as you whip air into it, right? It makes sense and it gets lighter. So you just want to make sure that you go a little darker initially than you want. And if you use colors like Wilton colors, those tend to fade in the oven, so you can go a little bit even darker with those ones. Okay, let's see. There was a couple questions I wanted to ask. Oh yeah, Ethan, that's a good question from, was it Paula? Your almond flour might be oily. You can definitely dry that out in your oven. You don't want to toast it so much, but just drying it out to make sure that it's not excessively oily and ruining your meringue right away. There was another question I wanted to ask. Answer, I mean. I don't know. I'm just adding, let's do it all. The problem with doing it all at once, especially if you're newer to macarons, is that you can get clumps in your meringue before everything's mixed in and like you're already at a flowing consistency. So just be careful if you're newer to macarons to do it in little bits at a time. Like 3 at a time is 3 additions for this size batch would be good. If you feel really confident, you could definitely do all at once. I just feel like at least 2 additions helps get it in without deflating it too much, but not having those clumps left over at the bottom of your bowl or something. I don't know if that made sense, but hopefully it did. After you beat some time. Thanks for visual. Of course, Diana. Was it my question about folding? Yes, Jessica, I think so. Thank you. So you were saying piping, right? Or did you ask about folding? Let's see. And also Pouncer without the mixer. I want to say thank you so much again. And he and you guys have to watch the end of the tulip video. It is, I think it's silly. My husband was there. That's when he would videoed for me. And I miss when he used to edit my videos because he was a much better editor, and for, like, you know, it's easier with a second person to video different angles too. Okay, so Jessica, yeah, so when you're piping, I don't want to, when you're piping and they're like, you're making a mess when you use your scribe, it could be undermixed for sure. Or you could be in a dry environment and it dries really fast. And I recommend only piping like one, working on it with your scribe, and then moving on to the next one so it doesn't have time to dry and leave marks in your batter. Yeah. For the pistachio filling, could you make your own almond paste? Yeah, I totally get that. That's why I don't use pistachio paste here either. It's so expensive these days. You could make your own almond paste for sure. Just find a good recipe. I notice most almond paste recipes actually have egg whites in them. So just kind of shop around and try them. I've never tried to make my own. So I've gotten all my dries in and now I'm deflating. Sorry. I hate when I get the bowl dirty at the top and then my thumb. I'm not doing a good job, yeah. Okay. So I'm just kind of push down, right? And then around quarter turn of my bowl and bring the bottom to the top. Can you see? And then I kind of make sure nothing's stuck at the bottom and then bring all of it back up to the top. So it's like doot, doot, boop. I don't know if anyone's watching Top Chef right now, but there's one chef that makes noises in the kitchen. She's like doot, 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 doot. And I feel like I totally relate to her. That's how I talk too. Sounds. Okay, I still need to go further. Okay. Hi, Jan. I am doing tulip macarons. So just regular recipe from our class that you took. And then I sized it down a bit. And then we're doing tulips. Let's see here. I tried making 3 different colors. I did half the macaronage, split the batter into 3 bowls, and colored the color did. Okay, I will get, one sec, let me focus on this and then I'll get to that. I'm too slow with reading. Okay. We're getting close. Just kind of tumbling my batter. Once I get really close, I tumble it for a little bit to make sure it's all incorporated and at that same consistency. And then check it. I'm liking that. Maybe a little bit more. Making a mess. I preheated my oven this time, I didn't forget. There we go. That's what we want. Let me see if I can show you guys closer up. It's still thick. It flows consistently without breaking in a nice ribbon form. And it's gonna like build up on itself in the bowl, but then it melts out within like 15 seconds. Now, if you use a different recipe, I promise, I don't judge you, totally up to whatever works in your environment, your batter will look different. Even if you use different almond flours, your batter will look different. So if you know like, oh, if you're worried, like my batter doesn't look like that, it might just be like how your KitchenAid mixes up your meringue. Don't worry too much on what exactly my batter looks like, because yours could be right for your recipe. Let's see if I can fit it in. I didn't open that one up very wide. Oh. 1 second, Ashlyn, I promise I will look at yours. Let me just do the piping, and then I wanna look at what you said. Sounds like a good thing to look at. Okay. The pink was a little more vibrant than I wanted. You guys know me and colors. I love the people that just are so good at mixing colors, and they know like what colors how to match different swatches, like for weddings. That is a skill in itself. I think Pies and Tacos, I think Camilla maybe has a chart that you can look at if you're trying to match colors and get certain mixtures for an order. So you can definitely search that. I always find it so cool that people can match really well with colors. Okay. It is possible to deflate too much for sure. I will get back to these questions. This is kind of when you want to not take too long and just get the piping done with. So here is the Tulip template I have. Let me pull you guys back down. Nobody needs to see my face when I'm piping. No one probably needs to see my face at all, but I like to see. Okay. That was like me, never mind. I'm gonna stop. Okay, so first things first, let's do the small tip. This is what I used in my last tulip video that I have. It's under vlogs, if you're looking under the playlist vlogs. Okay, so I'm really shaky because I haven't had breakfast. But just outline, and then down. So once you have your outline, just make sure with a small tip, you fill it in enough where it's not going to be too thin, right? So if your macarons are thin, I feel like they don't have that normal macaron taste. They get really crunchy. So that's my personal preference. However, if you prefer a crunch, then definitely you can do thin. It's all preference, right? There's no right or wrong here. Hi, macaron maker. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna do that bottom line first. See, this is why I don't do this method, because I don't have the patience. This takes a lot more time, in my opinion, than to do the other one. However, I don't get as nice of points when I do the bigger tip. So whatever you guys prefer. But see how the scribe just kind of, so Jessica, I'm kind of just going one by one because I actually have a fairly low humidity today and it might dry a little faster than usual. So I'll go one by one. Now I don't get the best feet in my gas oven when I do macarons like this. When I do the outline, I don't know what it is, but in my mother-in-law's convection, when I did this in my video last time, the feet were beautiful, electric convection oven. So it really depends on your oven. Some just might not work as well. Piping is important, and I'm not sure, and like, cause airflow and everything, but I'm not sure why the oven made a difference. That didn't make sense. I'm just gonna stop now. Okay, totally worth the time. Okay, I'm trying not to shake too much. I'll try to go faster. You guys. There we go. So I feel like macaron batter is pretty forgiving. You can shape it how you want. Just the more you play with it, the less feet I get. You know what I mean? I pipe a circle, then another color on top. Oh yeah, with the concentric circles, with piping. I've gotten that too. I wonder what it is. Anyone know? I don't, but I've definitely had the hollow shells after the concentric circle kind of thing. Okay, so that's the slower version. And this one didn't turn out well, but now I'm gonna show you the faster version that might not have as nice of a definition. Hi from Lebanon. So I just start from the middle. Again, I'm shaking, I'm sorry. Kind of fill up the bottom of the tulip and then go up, up, up. And then you have to take your scribe to, see how much fatter though? These ones are so much thinner. So that's why I shouldn't put these on the same tray, but that's kind of how I do the other method. So maybe a little bit less batter for me. I'm not gonna press as hard. And then up, up, up. There we go. But see, you don't get as much definition of these petals, I guess we could call them. They look almost like seashells. Depending on like how fast you guys wanna go. My tulip macarons look like duck feet. Yeah, I hear ya. Mine do too. That's a great way to describe them. I feel like once you get a little definition on them, like if you paint them, like my daughter's golden ones for her birthday, the paint really helped. These do look like duck feet. Oh my gosh. Now I'm thinking of duck feet only. You can outline them and make it look nice, especially with royal icing. Or you can airbrush. So, I don't know. What do you guys like better? Can you tell on there if one looks better than the other? You just want to make sure you don't have too small of a tip, too big of a tip, because then you won't have any definition to those petals. It looks better for me with the bigger diameter. Okay. So these ones look better. You like that look better? Good, that's good to know. Let's see here. Maybe over drying the second tray. Oh, my second tray always, I read your thing wrong. Okay, sorry, I'm just kind of talking to myself and I will get to your comments after I pipe these. I want to see if the tips come out better. Sorry, not the tips. The feet come out better on one or the other. But you can definitely see how the smaller diameter has a way thinner shell. So, I don't love thin shells. There we go. No worries. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Anyone else have a hard time staying consistent? Like when you pipe something, I always want to try something different and see if it looks better. And then I have no shells that fit together. I'm that person. I don't know if that's like indicative of ADHD or what, or maybe just that's why I'm not good at being attentive to detail, because I just always want to change everything. I'm doing no rest, yeah. This one is so thin. Okay, so let's finish these up. I do that all the time. Good, I'm so glad I'm not the only person. I'm like, why can't I just be consistent and make this look the same? But I always want to see if there's something better, and then I make it look bad. This one is so bad. Okay, that's what I get for not eating breakfast. Okay, do a few, scribe them out. I'm gonna do the rest with my thick tip. See, I'm just not good at going slow. Especially when I'm hangry. I like it when, if you can get it to where your cookie doesn't brown. I really like the exaggerated petals at the edge and like making them super pointy. But I don't like when mine have a browning on them, so I usually just go with the rounded. It's frustrating when you do all this work and then your oven ruins your product. And if you see one that looks like really bad, just make another bad one to match it. No, okay. Like this guy's super sad. Inconsistent outcome. Yeah, okay, big dude. And then we're gonna move on. Especially if you're doing large production, like Mother's Day orders or something. I don't know, you don't want to be bothered with doing a really intricate design if you're doing a ton. I know some people, like that's their jam though, so if, obviously to each his own. But I would not be able to stomach it. See how bad the little toot-toots are? But just kind of go, exaggerate with your scribe. Get your duck feet on. And then I'm gonna put these in the oven. And we can see how they turn out. I feel like it looks better when your side petals, your side divots, whatever these are called, these things are taller than your middle one. If your middle one is taller, it starts to look a little silly. Maybe that's what makes it look more like duck feet, I don't know. But I try to get the middle one to not come out as tall. But, you know, you don't always succeed. So if you get those, then they don't look so much like duck feet. Maybe that was our issue. Some of these are babies. Sorry, my hand looks funny. All right, I'm losing patience. finds it calming to do this with the scribe? Anyone enjoy the scribe? I'm way messy. I am no good at this. When I tend to move my batter around on the edges, I won't develop feet too much. So I try to stay away from the edge and not like do too much exaggerated tips and stuff. Okay, always take your template out. And let's just pop her in the oven, honey. Because these are pretty dry almost already, I don't really want to pound out the tray too much. So I set it for 11 and my timer is on, what did I say? I set it for 11 minutes. I preheated at 300 Fahrenheit before I got started, and need a banana. I need to get something. Preheated at 300, and then I dropped down to 295 just so it doesn't shoot up too much, but I do want it to keep higher than my normal resting method. Here we go. I'm gonna just pipe some circles and some sprinkles, just in case those don't turn out. And I want to have some kind of product today. Not that we need more macarons in the freezer. And then I'll get to your guys' questions very soon. All right. Ooh, get every last bit. Amrita said it makes me want to punch a wall using the scribe. I love that. I love it. Me too. Like my eyes are crossing right now because I am. See, I hate piping circles with this small of a batter, with this small of a tip. It makes me really upset, to be honest, too. Because I'm working the batter. As it goes through my tip, I'm working it more, and it's going to get over mixed. So it makes me kind of cry as I'm doing this. So if you see tears, it's nothing. It's just my batter making me sad. See how it's getting super shiny? For this recipe, you don't want it to be super duper shiny as it comes out of the piping bag. It could be a little bit over mixed. Ooh. Icing cookies not shaping. I enjoy, oh yeah, see I can't do sugar cookies. I tried it in the beginning. You know, in the beginning of your business, you always do everything possible. Get as many clients as possible, so you say yes to every order. And I would just cry with the sugar cookies. I just don't have the patience. Okay guys, we'll see if these turn out. Ooh. Since I shoved them through a hole. All right. That's how much I usually tap my tray out. I put my little, this one has a little divot. Oh well. I'm gonna let these just chill out over here. And I will answer your questions now. Okay, Does your family have some? Okay, very much. Yeah, no, Ethan, we actually don't eat macarons very often. I think because they're around so much that we're over them. Okay, so let me go back up. Eat a banana. Paula, I get that. In order to get a really consistent circle even, don't even think about shapes, just in order to get a consistent circle, you have to know your batter, right? So as soon as you start getting a consistent batter, then you'll know how it behaves once you pipe it, and it will be easier. Like if you guys watched the live when I did the 2 times confectioner sugar to almond flour, I think that was the last live, I piped those huge because I wasn't used to that batter and I forgot that it spread so much. So, so yeah, it's definitely like knowing your batter and applying very similar pressure and just practice, because it's hard. Like, you know, counting really helps me. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. And you just have to make sure that's a consistent pressure when you are piping. Okay, let's see. Nicole wipes counter clean. Torch singer. Well, that's funny. I probably did miss a spot too. So, that makes me laugh though, because I always do that on my phone screen. I'm like, oh, there's someone filmed this with something on it. Oh, no, it's mine. Okay. Popping and wiggling out the air bubbles. Paula, you have more patience than me. I cannot do that. Okay, Jody. The enemy of good is better. The enemy of good is better. I reading it out of context, Jody. Are you talking about shapes? I'm sorry. Okay, let me read. I struggle. I told my sister. Yeah. Looks better for me. Oh yeah, did someone ask about the piping bags? They're from the Flower Girl. They are small though, so they're only 12 inches. So if you do large production, like if I started to produce again, I got pink all over me. If I started to produce for markets again, I don't know how well I would do with them. I know NY Cakes, I see lots of people like Nora's Macarons use these big 18-inch ones, and they look similar in material, a little bit more translucent, but maybe just as easy to wash. That's why I love these ones so much, is they're the easiest reusable bag I've ever had, that just like everything wipes clean on the inside, even my buttercreams if I have really hot water. So it's just really easy to clean, and that's the main thing I want when I'm using reusable bags, is not to have to spend hours cleaning them all afterwards. So, okay, I did Easter eggs. Amrita, I mean, my lack of being able to concentrate and do one similar thing definitely makes me have inconsistent shells too. My shells aren't perfect. I feel guilty. Yeah, I did too. That's why I switched to reusable. Plastic. I just was using so many plastic bags. From this angle, they look cute. Little pink ghosts. Okay. Absolutely not using it makes me want to punch you. I'm just catching up, sorry. Slow. Losing patience. Cassie, I do need to eat something. Does your family? Okay. I think I'm caught up. Wipe. What brand of parchment paper do you use? So Cassie and Olga, I use the just is something best. Let me see. Just Fine Best. So it has like the little templates, and it says please use the back side. So you want to use this side when you are piping. Don't pipe directly onto the printed part. And I like that just because, hi Jeremy, because the template's already on there, and it comes in a cardboard flat box, and I love that. And it's not dyed either, so it's better for the environment. So it doesn't have creases, because when you get like something on a roll, it usually like wants to just curl back up, and then it leaves you frustrated, especially if you use the back of your tray where there's no, once you put it into the oven, even if you glue it down with a little bit of batter so it doesn't come up, once you put it in the oven, it bakes, the batter bakes, and then it just slides right off of your tray, your upside down tray. So either way, I like that. I don't know what I was saying, but I also, when I do parchment, to keep the circles better shapes, I do not tap my trays with parchment. Okay. You were talking about playing with the shapes to get them better. Yeah, Jody, I know. As soon as you try to get them better and better, the shapes, you just make them worse and worse, right? Yeah, Paula, they are small. I always use multiple at a time too. It just, yeah. That's the problem. I just made macarons 3 days ago. Let me see. I'll get. Oops, I forgot to show you guys. I'll bring you guys in a second. Just wanted to close it, and then I'll bring you guys over. It looks like the feet are developing better on the ones that I use the bigger tip on too. So that's fun to notice a difference. But I'll show you guys in a second. Let me just get a bar so I am not going to keel over, and then read your stuff. Okay. They don't have the template ones anymore on Amazon. Oh, well, if you go straight through, Torch Singer said that they don't have these ones on Amazon anymore. If you go straight through their site, you can probably get them. That stinks though, because then you're dealing with shipping. If you use Bake Toujours at checkout with their site, I set it for 9 more minutes after that initial 11. If you use Bake Toujours at checkout, you can get 10% off, which might compensate for the shipping. Okay, I made macarons 3 days ago for my channel, and I had is it better, K-Delicious, is it better to do it with a baking sheet or with a silicone mat? You mean that sometimes you would pipe directly onto the baking sheet, baking tray, or a silicone mat? Is that what you mean? But not round flat. Diana, I'm so curious as to what, hi Chloe, I'm so curious as to what you mean by a humpy rounded look. Is it just like a cute little bubble? Because that would be cool. Or is it bumpy, like your almond flour might need to be processed a little more? Okay, Chloe, sturdy shells is gonna be 2 things. Having a sturdy meringue and baking at a proper temperature for your oven. So making sure your batter in general, not just your meringue, I guess, is really important. And I always say that the stronger the meringue, the stronger your shell is gonna be. So I feel like those are pretty directly proportional. And if you're not developing a really sturdy meringue, you can kiss your sturdy shells goodbye. So really working on that meringue, trying with your mixer if going low and slow is better for you, if, you know, starting slow and then going for it and hitting the throttle when you start to get that all the sugar dissolved. Try that. It's gonna be definitely a trial and error. My bottoms are never perfectly not sticky, but when I bake longer, yeah, definitely you might want to try moving your trays, Chloe, in your oven and see if that will change it, like move it a little bit. Depending on where the heat source is coming from, you might need to just move your tray around. Okay, so Katalicious, I recommend both. I love Parchment and Silicone for different reasons. Parchment makes a fuller shell in my oven. Silicone keeps a nice circular shell, like a better shape. So sometimes I'm feeling like, oh, I really want something full, and I'll use Parchment. Or I really don't care about the fullness and I want to have it look aesthetically pleasing and use my Silicone Mat. That's usually what I go to. It's what's on the outside that matters. Just joking, but okay. I've been having problems with maturing macarons with Swiss meringue buttercream. Okay, so Swiss meringue buttercream, you know, gets really hard in the refrigerator. Are you let's see here. Are you allowing it to come to fully to room temperature before you try them to see if they soften up? How do you know my meringue is perfectly whipped? Yeah, Rubina, that is a really good question, and that's kind of the $1 million question, right? Is like, what is well whipped? If you start to see that your meringue doesn't look shiny anymore, that's a good sign that it's over whipped. It'll lose that glossy look. So that's something that I look for. If it's too dry looking, then I know I've over whipped. But other than that, I can't really tell. I don't usually over whip with my with the egg white powder. It kind of protects it and it makes it really hard to over whip. My feet are not sturdy. Yeah, if you have brittle feet, you might be over mixing. In general, when your batter is not super sturdy, I tend to get the brittle, the really easy to like crack into pieces tops. Yeah, so just kind of beware of over mixing your batter or putting too much food coloring in or having an excessively wet batter. I can never get the batter thin enough. Vojtek, I have heard so many people say this, where their batter like thickens up as they continue to mix. And some people have said it's an oily almond flour, which I find counterintuitive. Like I would think an oily almond flour would break it down faster and it'd get really runny. However, I have heard that, so maybe you could try drying your almond flour out first. And just make sure that your scale works properly and you're using the proper measurements too. Oh, okay, Ashlyn, yes, I wanted to answer your questions that you asked before. How do you make multiple different colors at the same time? Yes, you can definitely use the same meringue. I can't think of a specific video right now, but I definitely have multiple videos that showcase making two different colors, more than two from the same meringue. For sure, there's multicolored with baking hack from a long time ago that shows that, and it has like a a tray with resting macs on it if you want to check that out. But again, it's all about doing it quick enough where you're not ruining your batter, you're not letting your batter sit and like dry in your bowls while you're mixing the other one. So you just have to be efficient. Make sure your batter is stiff, and then you're gonna put in your dries really carefully in the beginning and just sort of mix all those dries in without purposefully deflating at first. And then once you have this ball of like clumpy meringue and dries, then separate them into different bowls, add your colors, and then after each color you finish, put it into a piping bag so it's covered and air is not getting to it. Do you have banana filling recipe? Ooh, that would be good, Cassie. A banana with minions, perfect. I don't, because I have a berry smoothie one, but that's not yellow and banana-y like you'd want. But I feel like you could do lots of different things depending on like how quickly, if you're doing it for a birthday party and you don't care about over maturing, you could do more of like a banana pudding center and then do a dam on the outside. Just kind of you do a custard and put the bananas in like you're making a banana cream pie, and then dam it, because that will be too soft for the whole thing. So dam it with some, I don't know, stabilized, if it's gonna be eaten day of, stabilized whipped cream would be my favorite because it tastes better than buttercream, but you could also do a buttercream, vanilla buttercream. Whipped cream is not the best to fill macarons with. That's just only if it was eaten really fast. Okay, how do you combat, okay, does cream of tartar also help with keeping it from over whipping? Rubina, yes. You can use cream of tartar instead. It does very similar things, just in a different means. Heading out? Yeah, bye. Bye. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to go back. My mom's gonna go pick up the kids for me. Sorry, I lost where I was. I'm scared of over whipping after 2 or 3 days in the fridge. So Michelle, I had talked about the buttercream, and I'm trying to see if it was at room temperature or not. But if you're having troubles with swirling buttercream, you could also try mixing in some flavors with it and see if it makes it a little more wet and moist, makes your mac become more moistured. That's not how, moist, there we go. Or, sorry that I went straight back to this, or if you really don't have your macaron shells maturing, you could brush the shell bottoms with a little bit of milk or simple syrup to get the maturing process started. Here's our, I'm trying to hold it up right. There's our tulips. I'm gonna let the oven kind of get back to temperature, and then I will put the second tray in. Okay, oh, I forgot, I was gonna put sprinkles on that second tray. Oh wow, they're already dry. If you want sprinkles on your macarons, do it right after piping, before they dry or they don't stay on. Okay, any idea how do you make macs a little less sweet? Ethan, great question about making macarons less sweet. There are different, so just kind of increasing almond flour and decreasing proportionally your confectioner sugar would be my easy answer. I don't recommend going too much over the 1-to-1 ratio, which I haven't ever really explained, so I apologize if that's confusing. 1-to-1 ratio just means that it's an equal amounts almond flour to confectioner's sugar. So that's the recipe I'm using right now. And I know some people go up on their almond flour, it's gonna change the texture of your macaron. So just know that, but that will make it less sweet. So you can play around with those ratios. Cream of tartar we talked about. Okay, how do you make multiple batches? Ashlyn, I think that was not going quick enough. So Ashlyn, back to you. I wanted to make sure I followed up on this. I have seen, I think, pies and tacos. So Camilla has a YouTube channel and she has amazing recipes. So go check that out. She also she has one video where she does multiple colors and she covers them while she does the other ones with like a towel or something. So maybe that too, if you don't feel like you're quick enough and your batter keeps getting a little bit overmixed, try covering it with a towel or something like that. The bowls that you aren't working with at that time. Okay, I know I need to eat. Let's see here. How do you combat almond? So if you have oily almond flour, Andrea, I recommend toasting or drying your almond flour out in your oven. Super low temps. You don't want to brown it or anything. You just want to release some moisture. So like 250 Celsius for about 7 to 8 minutes, and then take it out of the oven. Make sure it's completely dried and cooled before you mix it with confectioner sugar, or else your confectioner sugar is going to get hot and it's going to melt. Is it normal for Mac's surface to be quite sticky after coming out of the fridge? No, Chloe, it shouldn't be sticky. You definitely want to make sure that your Macs are in an airtight container. Hollow macarons is a whole nother beast. Let's see. When you pre-prep buttercream for production, do you re-whip it? Chloe, I do. I always re-whip my buttercreams before using. Can you use ME colors to color royal icing? Yes. Steffi, you can use ME. You can use Master Elites to color royal icing. Yeah. Can you please do the eggless version? Yes, that is next on my list. It didn't win today, so more people wanted to see tulips. Is your ebook available? Jessica, the baseline ebook is available. I am just doing a filling addendum right now with 20 recipes all put together. Some are on my YouTube channel, some have not been released on my YouTube channel. So I'm just kind of typing those all out and getting them collected and including links to, you know, ingredients if they're rare and such in the ebook to help you like streamline if you want to try more recipes. Okay, thanks so much for the live. Yes, have a good one. Cassie, you're probably already gone, but let's see here. After I take the macarons with Swiss meringue buttercream out of the fridge to come to room temp, I took a bite and the frosting starts spreading from the middle. Michelle, yeah, maybe you're feeling too much with Swiss meringue buttercream. If it's like oozing out, it might be, maybe you can try the trick where you like press down your shell a little bit on the bottom. Let's see if these are, like, here's my tulip. You kind of press it down and then you make a little like reservoir. I don't know what words I'm using, so that you can put more buttercream in or the same amount without it having to squish out. It kind of melds better into it if you want to. Okay. And it seems to help. Yeah, Michelle, I'm not really sure. I feel like maybe they could be over baked a little bit, and that's why you're needing to put the milk on there, the shells. Hi from Jamaica. Hello, Vinisha. I find that some passion fruit curd, that's a great one. Paula, great suggestions. It may be because you're over baking it. Yes, that's good. Okay. 250, yes. 250 Fahrenheit for the almond flour, not Celsius. Yeah, you definitely don't want 250 Celsius. I'm sorry if I said that. No problem. Try baking a minute or two less. Yes, Jan, I could definitely do liquid egg white macarons for sure. Weird things happened yesterday. Made macarons using Swiss method, but the first tray is... Oh, I have to put my tray in. If you guys, when you guys are resting your shells and you notice, I'm not sure it's gonna come across on here. Do you see how this one is a little different color in the middle? It's because I have the two different batters, right? But we'll see how that's kind of like the concentric circle kind of thing. And you'll see this one's probably gonna be weird and hollow. Hopefully those don't crack. Uh-oh, did I? Okay. In one of your live videos, I saw you put egg white powder to egg whites from the fridge. So Victoria asked if the temperature, right, of your egg whites matters. Is that what you're saying? If it's straight from the fridge or out at room temp? Something to realize is that when you are whipping up egg whites, if they are room temp, they're gonna whip up faster. So cold egg whites take longer to whip, and they won't whip up as much volume. So it's not a negative if you feel like you're good enough with the macaronage process where you don't need a ton of air in there. This is like dulling it down, and hopefully it makes sense still. But so if it's not gonna have as much volume, it's not that detrimental if you're used to doing the mixing and you know that you can get to the right consistency before it's too deflated. If you're starting out, I always recommend having your egg whites at room temperature and just taking all the precautions to make sure you set yourself up for success. How long does cream cheese frosting last? Cream cheese frosting, I mean, it'll last about a week in the fridge. It will mature your macarons really fast though, so be careful. Oh yeah, Amrita said that as well. Would you be open to offer online macaron classes on Zoom? Nalali? Is that how you pronounce it? I do have macaron classes online, and I have one May 1st with 3 spots left. If you're interested, I'll put the link in this description of the video. I don't know why I did my hand motion like that. Okay, so put the first tray in without drying and they came out. Second tray, they had time to rest, volcanoed. Matt got, yes, torch singer. That's why I said when I put this tray in, I hope that they don't crack. Jan, thank you so much. Because when I rest on the air bake trays, I tend to, if the temperature is too high, I tend to have volcanoes. There we go. Let me see. They haven't cracked yet, so we'll see. Bye, Jan. Thanks so much for coming. I hope you have a good day. Hope you're staying safe. So, yes. I was just saying, torch singer, that I have that happen too when I'm using air bake trays. So if you're using a second tray, usually I put it on a regular aluminum tray if I have already piped it and I'm letting it rest while I bake my first tray, no rest, then I don't use another air bake tray. But I did today because I wanted to test it out. Michelle, thanks so much for being here. I love this channel too because I get to talk with you guys the whole time. Like, these lives this is what's giving me energy right now. I haven't even had breakfast yet. Okay, I learned the hard way. Yes, Rubina, I know, cream cheese, frosting, and I don't prefer a super sweet filling in my macarons. That's why I usually stray away from a lot of white chocolate ganaches unless it has something tart in, or it's like really spicy like a chai or a gingerbread. Like, those are the two kind of white chocolate ganaches I use because it offsets the sweetness of the white chocolate. And I feel the same way with cream cheese. You have to put so much confectioner sugar in there to make it not wet filling, like a super wet filling, and then it gets too sweet. So if you're gonna use a cream cheese filling, use a lot of confectioner sugar so it's not super moist. I mean, it will still be moist. There's enzymes in cream cheese that just breaks things down faster. But adding more confectioner sugar to your recipe will help, and then offsetting it with a passion fruit curd in the middle or something like that. So it's like, you know, a little bit less sweet than maybe a strawberry cheesecake. It'd be passion fruit cheesecake. Or eat it fresh, yes. Yes, I like the Nordic ware aluminum trays too. I mix Italian meringue and you don't have to add any icing sugar. Amrita, that's awesome. So when you do the Italian meringue buttercream with the cream cheese, it doesn't get too soft. I know that there are compounds as well that taste like cream cheese. I just haven't tried those. But if someone's like really opposed to cream cheese frostings, or like most cottage foods laws don't allow it if you're in the States, you could try the compound that tastes like cream cheese. All right, guys. Let me see. I think, did we answer the questions? So we've got our Macs that came out. I let them cool. The feet on the smaller ones, see, look at how like non-existent they are. Let's see if I can get it. They're very small up on the top. They're all the way around, but they just don't develop as nicely, kind of like the hearts when I do the outline. And then with the thicker ones, if you see, like, this is all the way around when I use the bigger. However, the indent is not as pronounced with the bigger tip. So, you know, you be the judge. Your oven also might produce better feet, totally. Or you just might be, like, no one's gonna notice that has a tiny little foot when they're eating it. Especially when you put the buttercream in, it kind of covers that anyways. And then you can get little popsicle sticks. Let me flip this tray around. Flip it and reverse it. Okay. What was I looking for? Oh, popsicle sticks. Sorry guys, I have no idea where I put them. But they have these popsicle sticks at your grocery store. a lot of them. This is Good Cook. This is the brand, but these are plastic. Like you can wash these and reuse them, or use them as drums on your tulips. So these are nice. And then you can kind of put your buttercream in, sandwich them together. On the video I have from last year on the Tulip Macarons, it shows you how to make sure your tulip will stay on the, it will stick together. But you know, you have your buttercream sandwiched in there, and then you got your little tulip pop. On a live last year, I also showed how to airbrush Tulip Macarons. Very amateur airbrushing there. I don't know if it worked at all, to be honest. I don't remember it working. Later on, I tried again and I did it better, and I have like a Instagram IGTV on the tulips, and I think the Sugar Art actually has it on their stuff too. So you could check that out. Or what I did on my daughter's golden tulips, I took this sterling pearl wedding gold, mix it with a little bit of extract, clear extract or vodka if you have vodka on hand, and then mix it up, and then you can paint with it. So you can outline your tulip with just some lines to kind of like accentuate your tulip shape. I missed most of your show. Rian, thank you for joining now. You can watch it back. When I looked to see when it was set up for December 31st, 1969. I have no idea why my live didn't say that it was today, but so I can understand. But this one is like sad, right? This one would do a little better with a little airbrushing and dimension to it. I think I might like the ones with the bigger tip too, just because I like a thicker shell. What do you guys think? Here's trying to find a match. So we've got, can you even tell the difference? So here are the bigger tip, this thinner tip, and then you've got, you know, it's a little bit thinner, and you can see that it's not as bubbly on the thin tip, of course, because there's less batter here. So, I don't know. From South Africa, hello. I think I'm gonna add green leaves. Yes, that would be so pretty. And you know what you could do? You could get flower tape, the green, like from florists tape, and tape your sticks. So it's actually a green stick and not a white stick, which would look nice. Yes, Paula, I like when people give me 100%, because I'm never 100. I'm always questioning things. So I like it. Confident, 100% thicker shell. Chrissy, hi. All right. I think we're done here. Oh, passion fruit cheesecake. Yeah, Steffi. That cheesecake is my favorite dessert ever. And passion fruit and cheesecake, that's a winner. Or banana cream cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. That is my guilty pleasure. Anyways. Okay. I think we're good here, guys. Love the outcome. So again, I'm gonna use, thank you for choosing pink. I'm gonna use this cherry blossom compound and make some buttercream, and then have like cherry blossom tulip pops. I mean, they're different plants, but I thought it'd be fun, like having semi-floral notes with the tulips. Okay, open one up. Oh, these are not, especially with, let me see, especially with, I'll get a knife. Baking on my air bake tray, they need to mature to get any type of pretty. So there is that gap there, but not empty. And again, once you fill them up, that gap will be pushed up to the top and you won't even see it. But I know that this will piss off a lot of bakers, so I'm sorry for those no hollows. For the no hollow movement. Making me feel incompetent. No, I'm just joking. I've been looking for cherry blossom everywhere. Yeah, so this is from a company, and it's just a sample size, so it wasn't, it's not for sale. And then I'm really trying to pronounce it. I wish you guys could talk to me, because I'm sure someone could pronounce this to me. It's a berco. It's a berco? Anyone? What do you think? You think that's how the sound is? It's the berco. I don't know. I need to like do, anyways, I'm gonna stop before I really embarrass myself. Like every time I'm on here, right? Much love, everybody. Peace. I'm gonna eat. So, let me show you. Let me show you the ones in the oven since they're still in there. Developing nice feet. They're all good. They didn't crack, so that's good. Thank you, Paula. I am like the worst. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like most chefs. Much love, babes. Thank you for being here again. I really appreciate it. I always love my Mac sisters being here. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna stop it before I continue to ramble. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for voting. I love it when I know like this is what you guys want instead of me doing something that might not be as relevant. So thank you for voting. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. It's Tuesday, Wednesday in Australia and other places. Did the second tray come out? Did you see the second tray torch singer? I've got blueberry in my teeth. Get more coffee, yeah. What is the compound? Yeah, the second tray is still in the oven. I was just gonna like end it and I just showed, like they didn't crack or anything. So let me show you one more time. And the compound was a cherry blossom compound. Yes, they're more smexy. I like that one. Let's see if I can, nope, I can't zoom in. Okay. Can you see them? They got some nice feet. They're developing pretty. So that's good to know. I never liked using that air bake tray before, and I don't know, all of a sudden, I love it. It's blowing my mind. Just remember to keep that temperature in your oven higher when you're using an air bake tray so you don't get concave shells. Much love, you guys. I'm gonna sit down on the couch and eat some more. Hello, Zoe. Okay. Ow, it just hurt my finger. I'll talk to you guys later. Anything else that I need? Oh yeah, if you use the Sugar Art products, if you use Baked to Jour at checkout, you will save 15%, I believe it is. 15. So, gotta go creep your stories later. Yeah, creep my stories. I'll show more pictures of this always. Much love, everybody. Bye. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna go.